In this video, I'm going to show you how to do a 96 mob slave pens boost on a Paladin. In my last video, I showed you how to do the 53 mob pull in only 5 minutes, and we're going to be doing that again, but instead of resetting, we'll continue to the back half of the dungeon and grab an additional 43 mobs. There are some tips and tricks you need to know to pull this off, so make sure you stick around till the end of the video to make sure you don't miss anything. Also, please consider subscribing if you like my content and want to see more of it in the future. With the announcement of Wrath of the Lich King Classic, there's going to be a lot of new stuff to go over on my channel and you don't want to miss out. So drop a like on this video and hit me with that subscribe and I would really appreciate that. Thank you guys. So you just completed your 53 mob pull and now you're ready to move on to the rest. Start getting up your health and your mana, and when the boss comes down you'll go up the ramp. If you have rocket boots then you'll want to put them on now, but if you don't, when you get to the top here you can always just jump down like you're doing the heroic slave pen skip when you're avoiding the trash with your group. Just use Bob to avoid fall damage. I like to use rocket boots off the top here just to save myself a little bit of time. When you rocket boots off the top, try to aim for a spot where there aren't any mobs, as we do need to drop combat before we start the pull. You'll see I actually aggroed a pack here on accident, so I'll get some distance using a grenade and then hop into this reset spot in the corner. Once you leave combat, you're ready to go. Make sure you mark up these defenders just in case, but we want to try and avoid them as best we can this time around. It can be extremely annoying to have them stunning you during your pull, and it can cause you to die very easily. We're still able to get 96 mobs without them, so it's not a big deal. We just kind of have to make sure we don't aggro them when we're running back through here. Make your way to the back of the dungeon. If you pull the patrol in the hallway, it's okay. Just make sure to try and take as little damage as possible. Grab the crabs in this room, and then head back where you came from. When we get back to this big room, we need to pull all the remaining packs without getting the defenders. This can be a little tricky, but remember that with your avoidance set on, you can avoid most of the melee damage. It's okay to tank the mobs for a little bit while you're waiting for the defenders to be in a good spot. You can also use bubble to gather everything more easily. On this round, the defenders were in a perfect spot for me to pull all the packs with no issue. This is not always the case, and sometimes you do need to do a little bit of maneuvering to make sure that you don't get them. Continue pulling all the packs and strafing to avoid melee damage. Run around this pillar on the outside to get some distance from the mobs. When you get to the tunnel entrance, Hammer of Justice the first champion and keep going. If you stick close to this right wall, sometimes you can get a little bit more distance from the mobs. In this room we have 3 packs to pull, which sometimes you'll need to use grenades or mana tap to pull depending on where they are. This is also a good time to have fire resistance aura active, as you will be taking some immolate and grenade damage. Once you gather the mobs, run to the top of the wall and then jump down onto the ledge. This gives you some time to heal up and get the mobs all clustered together. Be careful in this spot because the mobs can actually melee you through this wall. Just heal up and when you're ready, go back to the tunnel entrance and stand around the corner. We're going to need to reset these mobs in order to activate their experience. We're going to be tanking them for a bit while we gather them up, and then we're going to go ahead and drop combat and re-aggro the mobs again. This enables us to get experience for this back half without killing the first boss. Face your character towards where the mobs will be and wait for them to all gather up. If you're a Blood Elf, you can use Arcane Torrent here to silence the casters to make it easier to move them. If you're not, it's okay, you'll just take a little bit of extra damage. Run to the corner and pop your Colossus Trinket. This will enable you to stand here and allows all the mobs to run at you into melee range. Once you think you've got them in a good spot, jump backwards onto the ledge. This is an evade spot. Run along the ledge outside of LOS. You'll probably need to use Blessing of Freedom here to escape the roots. Give yourself some heals, use a mana pot, and apply Blessing of Wisdom. As soon as you leave combat, hop down and go close to the mobs again. This should re-aggro everything in the group. As soon as you enter combat, jump down into the water and swim away. The experience for these mobs has now been activated. We're going to try and use the same kill spot as before so that we don't take any rain of fire damage. You'll see me try to get creative by pulling these slave handlers, but they always reset, so don't worry about that. When you get to the boss's room, try and time going up on the ledge so that you don't aggro him. You can tank the mobs and use bubble to wait for a good time to jump up. When you're safe on the ledge, heal up and get in position. Now it's going to be a pretty simple kill phase. You can juggle the mobs by jumping down if you're taking too much damage. The armor debuff can actually stack up so high that you take melee damage through your block value. Keep an eye on it as this can kill you pretty fast. If you don't have Colossus up, jump down or bop yourself when your Sunders reach 5 and you also have the crab armor debuff stacked on you. This time around you don't have to use a free action potion since there are no stuns in this group. I usually also keep up fire resistance aura through this kill phase because of the high immolate and grenade damage. Wait for all the mobs to group up and then pop your cooldowns and start meleeing with Seal of Wisdom. If you did everything right, this entire boost should take about 16 minutes from zone in to zone out. This boost is worth between 50 and 60 gold per person, and most 96 mob boosters usually boost 3 people at a time. With loot, you can also expect anywhere between 30 to 50 gold per run in venerables and disenchanting mats. This means you can make almost 200 gold per run and do about 4 of these in an hour. If you have a consistent group of boosties, then this is a great way to farm gold. If you have the gear, I highly recommend you try this out. If you have any questions, feel free to join my Discord where we discuss gold farms, gearing, level boosts, and more. It's a great community of people who love to help each other and share new things. The link will be in the description. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. There's big stuff coming for Wrath Classic and you won't want to miss out. That's going to be it for this video. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.